So not too long ago, Warrior Cats released a little survey. It has since closed, but there were a lot of questions in there that give hints into what the team is thinking about. Today, we're talking about the video game. Just going off the questions in the survey, they are heavily considering the possibility. It's not yet a done deal or even in development, but that doesn't mean we can't discuss it. So it's time I talk about what I want this video game to be, and what I expect it to be. So let's divide the video into a bunch of parts. First up, what the game would look like if it was made specifically for me. Very unrealistic, but I can dream. Second, what video game I think would best represent Warrior Cats and overall be the highest quality product. Again, it's unrealistic, but this video is just for fun. Third, what I can realistically want out of a Warrior Cats video game, keeping in mind that the Warriors team has a limited budget and wants to maximize profit. And finally, the nightmare scenario. The goal of the Warrior Cats team is ultimately making money, so we have to keep that in mind. Parts 1 and 2 will be console games since that's what I want in my dreams, but parts 3 and 4 will absolutely be mobile games, because the questions on the survey were geared in that direction. Okay, part 1, my selfish desire. And the reason I call it selfish is because I want Warrior Cats Skylanders. Basically, you buy physical Warrior Cats toys to unlock characters in your game. Something that is super inconvenient from a consumer perspective, but very appealing to me specifically because I would want to collect all Warrior Cats figurines regardless of whether or not they worked with the video game. So it's a 2-in-1 deal for me. Every cat could have a pounce attack, swipe attack, and a special attack. Some characters are more nimble, some are more bulky, some can spin, some can jump higher, some attack with both arms at the same time while others could attack with a single arm or alternating arms. Just lots of ways to vary the characters. In terms of the game itself, I want a dungeon crawler with several levels, with aspects of combat and puzzle. So again, just Skylanders. I'm sorry, this is what I want. I just think this style would best take advantage of the different locations in Warriors. Definitely going for a quest in terms of the story. And the cats who take on the quest entirely depend on which toys you own, which in my opinion is just one of the joys of Toys to Life games. Your experience feels very personalized based on which characters you take a liking to. In terms of combat, we could have prey animals be weak but hard to hit, and predator animals be easier to hit but strong and able to fight back. And I would like this game to be on all major consoles. Now while this would be an absolute joy on my end, this is not profitable at all. There's a reason Skylanders stopped making games. The trend has run its course. Certain people eat it up, but the general consumer gets exhausted on this rather quickly. While I would like this, I would not wish it upon the fandom because this type of game is just not very accessible. So that's why we have part 2, a game that I think would be more accessible and also just very fun. No toys this time, thanks Starclan, but I am keeping it as an all major consoles game because big screen. And my idea for this one is a 3D open world game like Skyrim or Breath of the Wild. Having an entire 3D recreation of clan territories and the land surrounding them would just be legendary. What I want is for this game to have a full story mode, but also just let you run completely free if you want. If you'd rather cross the river and get attacked by a River Clan patrol than just sit around training stupid Cloud Paw, you should be able to do it. In terms of playable characters, I'd say you should just be Fireheart, or maybe your own avatar. For the story mode, you are a ThunderClan cat, but maybe they can have a free play mode where you can select any clan so you can explore those territories without getting attacked. Again, while this game would be amazing, I don't think it would be profitable because an open world game would have a large budget, and I'm not even sure if many Warriors fans even have consoles. So the far more likely reality is a mobile game. Moving on to part 3. The questions relating to video games in the survey were heavily leaning towards mobile games, and honestly, from a business perspective, it makes the most sense. The Warrior Cats team doesn't have experience in game development, so this is just far safer. So, with these limitations, what would I want? Well, let's look at the genres from the survey to get an idea on what's possible. Let's immediately eliminate puzzle racing word sports games, because those all could only work if they were forced. My personal preference is single player, so I'm gonna get rid of Battle Royale, card, and MOBA. Trivia would be lame, so here are the remaining options. And you know, I think RPG is the best choice. Role-playing is such a huge part of the Warriors community, so why not choose the genre that literally stands for role-playing game? RPG allows for exploration, story, training, battles, all core elements of what Warrior Cats is. RPG isn't my favorite genre, but between being limited to mobile devices and having to make something true to the spirit of Warrior Cats, it's the best fit. So let's talk in-app purchases, the dreaded microtransaction, since they are considering that. As annoying as they can be, I think they're necessary. Having a free-to-start mobile game is not only super accessible, but also most profitable. In terms of fitting in-app purchases into the RPG, here's what I would do. Have different currencies. Make food be collected from battles, and make herbs be collected from exploring. Food will restore your cat's energy so you can keep exploring, and herbs will restore your cat's health so you can keep battling. See what I did there? Battle so you can explore, and explore so you can battle. It's a nice cycle. But if you don't have enough food or herbs, you get the timer. So it's possible to play for free, but in-app purchases will speed things up. It's a model that a lot of mobile games use, and in my opinion it's one of the more friendly free-to-start models. And food and herbs could also do things like help you upgrade your camp to hold more cats and such. Oh, speaking of more cats, one more currency. A staple of many mobile games, gems. These would be more rare to find from battles or on the map, and you would use them to buy new cats from the store, effectively recruiting them to your clan. More desired cats like Scourge could be 1,000 gems, while Little Brackenfur could be like 20. So I think the in-app purchases should just be gems, and then you can exchange the gems for food and herbs, or use them to buy cats. I think that would work. So those are 2 unrealistic ideas and 1 realistic idea for a Warrior Cats video game that I would like. But how about 1 more realistic idea to balance things out? Except this one I would not like. A Warrior Cats GACHA game, or a loot box game. Now this could take the form of an RPG, a puzzle game, a card game, any genre really. What all these games have in common are the gacha mechanics. Gacha games get their name from gachapon, or toy capsule machines. Getting items or characters in these games functions similarly. You have to pay in-game currency to get something completely random. The best characters have a really low chance of appearing, so you either have to take a long time to get enough currency to go through tens or hundreds of spins, or spend real money to get that instant gratification. And to make matters worse, there are limited edition characters that encourage you to dump all your cash out before they're gone. It's basically gambling. And as much as I'd love to spend money on collecting Warrior Cats figurines or plushes, I have no desire to use money to gamble for images of cats on my phone. Spending money for characters is forgivable to some extent if I can at least know what I'm getting, like the 1000 gem Scourge I mentioned earlier, but random chance would tire me out very quickly and I would not play for long. There is potential for high profit with this model, but it's very exploitative and I'd hate to see it. Alrighty, that concludes my ideas. Here's to hoping we get a mobile game that's good, but honestly there are so many possibilities, so we'll just have to wait and see.